So welcome to another part. It's part 9 actually. The one that I did was part 9. This is part 10. Yep, welcome to the part 10. So in this part, as I mentioned on part 9, that we are creating a user interface that is gonna control our ability to change the color of the car. So in this part, we probably gonna write the script. This is the part that might take some time. And yeah, guys, I mean, these days it's usually much easier, but the knowledge of you knowing how to code is still important. But these days you can probably get stuff from what that ChatGPT or Claude. I mean, I prefer Claude. Sometimes ChatGPT tend to get stuff wrong. Claude, 99% of the stuff it would get wrong. But at the end of the day, you can't really rely on the machines because you still have to have your own mind to be able to debug, because there's a certain time when the machine cannot actually give you the real thing. Then you now have to use your knowledge of coding. And I know you guys have a background of Java, not JavaScript, but what I've came to learn is that once you know one language, you could always understand the other language, even though you cannot speak fluently. Like for me, I understand Sesotho, but I can hear somebody. I mean, I speak Sesotho on a daily basis, but I can hear and understand somebody who speaks Zulu. And every time when I'm speaking isiZulu, people thinking I'm that guy Chiwani from MZNS in Zizwa, you know. But at the end of the day, I could understand what they are talking about. We can communicate, right? So it's the same thing with code. Once you know, like I know C sharp, then but I can still see what does JavaScript is trying to say here. You understand? So that's me trying to say you guys don't stress much. We will get this thing right and we're gonna do it. And let me start with writing the script. So find the folder called script. If you haven't created it, please do create this uh, folder called script. And the first thing that you're gonna do, you're gonna right click, go to new asset and look for script. And this script, please call it uh, button manager. Alala. And then once the script has been created, please go to button one and then look for add component, look for add script, because now we want to add this component to that button. We're going to use that button. We're going to control it using the script. So that's why we are adding the script. And add a script here. It's the script, it's bottom manager, right? But the script has nothing. So let's quickly open up the script. The script basically have its simple boilerplate that you can start putting the stuff on it. So I'm gonna quickly try to explain this. So what you see on top, that is the definition that basically tells you that there is a script that is being created. You see, plain canvas. The namespace is PC plain canvas, I guess. Please create a script with the string or with the reference string of button manager. So this is basically the name of your script here. This is in simple terms, that's the name of your script. Then once we have that, below it, we have another script called button manager.prototype initialize function. This is whatever code that you're gonna put here, it's only gonna run once. It happens once, right? But then the code that you put at button manager.prototype and update and function is gonna run couple of times. Every time when the frame refreshes, it will continue to run. So in this case, let's start building our code, our script. The first thing that we're gonna need a reference to this car. We're gonna need the reference to the entity, this entity, the body entity. We're gonna need to be able to control it. So we have to call it with the script that we want to control you. We must control, you understand? So that's the first thing that we would want to call. And this is how you do it. The first thing, you start with the name of the script button manager dot attribute its properties that you want, dot add. We adding this, maybe let's give it a simple string, those dashes, and we call it a car entity, right? And then we put that comma, curly brace, and that's what we have. So now once we have that, we still have to give, once we have that attribute that we are creating, we still have to tell the code what kind of an object, or what kind of a file is this one, right? So it's a type of entity. So it will already understand the entity types. So it means it's a game object of some sort. And the next thing that we need to give it a name. The name is gonna be title, right? And then we give it the name car entity, right? Nice. So we're almost done. And then here we can just close this thing off like that. Let's see, why do we have an error? Because we didn't put a comma here. So then we can close it off as like that. Please save. Once you saved, I want you to come back to the project, go to the button that you have done, and you will see below there is a button manager. As you go that side, there's an edit button that will allow us to edit, and then there is the pass button. Please click that pass button to actually test if everything is proper on this code. So it complains about something. Let's find this that it complains about. All right, it says, oh, I see. I think the mistake that I made, I didn't close it here. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try pass. It seems like it has passed. You see now, it's car entity. We can select the entity that we want to control. So that means we can just drag the body to here. That's what we want to control. So with that being done, now we're going to create the same for the material. Ne? Let's create the same for the material. So let's create another attribute, because now we also want the material like that we're gonna place. So it has to be public so that we can be able to easily place it. So it's gonna be button manager dot attributes dot add, then let's choose the name, material asset. That's what I chose. And comma, calibrates. Right. So let's close it already. Then we can feed the properties of that variable that we are creating. So it's type asset, because materials are assets, right? So it's type assets, and the asset type, we must specify what kind of asset type is that one. Then let's tell it it's a material, right? and then comma, and then the next thing that we have is title, and then we can name it just material, right? Let's check if everything is fine. So we have basically said this is a type of an asset, and then it's material, the kind of asset that we need, and its name, it needs to be material. You could name it to something else, but I just choose to keep it simple as material. Then we can save this. Then let's come and see if it has updated. No, let's paste it again. Now we have a box for material that we want to place on this one. So what I will do now is basically I will come here, duplicate the body material that we already have, and probably I will call it material 2, because we already have the default material at body 1. So I'll call this one material 2. Then we can come to this button here, feed it. Maybe let's change the color of material 2 by clicking it, go into diffuse, go into color, and let's find a nice color around there. Right, I like it when it's like clean. So you're not gonna see the changes right away because we haven't updated the inputs to actually work with that. What we have just done is to be able to define what we're gonna control and what we're gonna place on that. So I'm gonna pause this part. Is it part 10? Yeah, this part 10. Then we're gonna meet at part 11. Halala.